Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I just want to say briefly that, as members know, the NDP whip in particular has a history of making false and defamatory comments about me, and this is no exception. It's very clear.
Colleagues, if you please can keep your comments to yourself so that the chair can listen to this point of order being raised by the member from Sherwood Park Fort Saskatchewan who was referenced in some other point of orders. I think it is fair to allow him to raise his point of order uninterrupted to the chair.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. There was an exchange yesterday in question period about extravagant spending by the government. $9 million spent on a luxury condo on Billionaires Row. Now, the Leader of the Opposition asked a question.
I can't hear him. I can't hear him.
Mr. Speaker, false and defamatory comments have been made about me. If members want to hear a response, I'll provide a response. The Leader of the Opposition pointed out $9 million spent on this extravagant condo and identified a number of luxury features associated with that condo, including an extremely luxurious bathtub. Following that, the Prime Minister made no comment whatsoever about those features. Instead, the Prime Minister spoke about the kinds of international engagement that the government does. And as the Hansard clearly...
Colleagues, I'm going to ask the honourable member, please, if I'm going to ask...
This is ridiculous.
I'm going to ask the honourable member, please, to get to his point, because it's very important that we try to get to the point so that it's not perceived as engaging in debate. I'm trying to making sure.
Mr. Speaker, false and defamatory comments have been made about me. Yep. I'm providing a response, and hopefully members will benefit from reviewing the context of what happened. Yep. $9 million were spent on a luxury condo on Billionaires Row in New York. In a question from the Leader of the Opposition, various luxury...
Okay, colleagues, if the member has been... Colleagues.
Buddy, control your house, man. This is ridiculous, Greg. He's going to be one of the worst speakers I've seen ever. Like, he's just bad. He's just so bad. Like, he's just going to sit there and stare at the wall instead of actually getting these people to stop. Name who the MPs are that are talking. Tell them to stop talking over a member while they have the floor. And if they don't stop talking, tell them that they get kicked out. That's what you do. That's your job. Instead of just sitting there staring at the wall like a freaking buffoon. Come on, man.
So I'm going to invite the honourable member from Sherwood Park Fort Saskatchewan. He was almost there. I'd ask him, please, just immediately get to the point so that we can address the allegations which were made against the honourable member, and then we can move on in the House.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And we've heard a few words said in this House about bullying. I'm trying to provide an explanation with context and to answer false allegations that have been made against me, and I will persist in doing that. So, following questions from the Leader of the Opposition about a $9 million luxury condo purchased by the government, and in particular identifying among the features of that condo a luxury bathtub, the Prime Minister ignored reference to those features and instead spoke about the engagement done by the government internationally. Right. And the Hansard shows the exchange, and many of the comments about made on Twitter about what was allegedly said don't reflect what's in the Hansard. The Hansard notes, does he engage with them in the bathtub? The point of that comment is to illustrate that, of course, meetings don't take place in a bathtub. A luxurious bathtub has nothing to do with meetings. The Prime Minister's answer had nothing to do with the questions, but it had nothing to do with sex. I wasn't thinking about sex at all.
I actually agree with Garnet's point there. I actually agree with Garnet's point. I actually totally agree with that assertion. He's saying that Condo Clark doesn't need a $9 million condo with luxury finishes in the bathroom because there's no meetings being done in the bathroom. It's not a requirement of the
honourable
Consulate
member
General.
from James Bay, Timmins James Bay is rising on a point of order.
Speaker, I'll keep my remarks to a minute. I hope you'll let me finish. TA, we saw the tape. I've listened to the tape. What we didn't hear was an apology. So I just want to understand that the Speaker's saying that a Conservative member can make a homosexual slur against the Prime Minister of the country and it's okay and he can defend himself for good 10 minutes speaking. Is that the standard that we have in the House? We would like to know that that's the standard that this Speaker is bringing because it very much clarifies where we go from here.
Yeah, and then Trudeau was allowed to literally call Pierre a homophobe when he's talking about government spending.
On point of order, I see that the honourable member from Don Valley West is rising. I hope this will be a I hope that this will be germane to the issue at hand, and then we're going. The chair will go back and consider this and come back to the House if necessary. The honourable member.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Yesterday, a point of order was raised. And I'm a little confused. So it's a true point of order because the member from Edmonton-Strathcona has raised essentially a new point of order, but referred to yesterday's point of order. However, to be victimized once in this House is sufficient. To be re-victimized again by someone pretending, and we all heard it, and it is in Hansard, what was said. It is a homophobic slur. There were two of them, and they were both absolutely personal. And if the Consul General in New York were a woman, if she was treated that way in this House would be outraged.
Right on.
Every member of this House should be outraged because it was a homophobic slur, and I want you to take it into consideration.
Right on. Right on.
I'm just gonna